Hi, Nick van Aarde here. The famous South African poet C. Louis Lightpolt wrote about October, saying that October is the most beautiful month in the year. In Afrikaans he said, Oktober die mooiste maand. And October is an amazing month, but unfortunately one of the 8 elements, and if you've been to Oldenburg you would have heard our story about the 8 elements and what makes our terroir so specific. One of the 8 elements, the wind, went into a bit of a malfunction, and on the 1st of October we had an extremely gusty storm on the farm. One of our stations on the farm measured up to 116 km/h gust winds, and unfortunately this huge giant in the background, a blue gum tree probably about 50 meters from our vineyards, fell down. The whole valley was basically littered with trees. We had to cut ourselves out of the valley. So yeah, some really big elements here, but the great thing is that luckily our vineyards weren't harmed at all. At that stage our shoots were probably about this long. They were too small to be blown off by the winds, but had the storm been a month later we would have had huge issues. Thanks to the timing of the wind, as you can see, we've had no damage. I'm busy standing here in a Chardonnay vineyard right down near the Riverlands, and the team in the background is suckering. So suckering is a very important process. It's also known as shoot thinning, and what we do is we go through the vineyards and remove all unnecessary shoots that might have come up during the time. And the idea is to space the shoots apart so that the bunches don't hang on each other, that you get a beautiful movement of air coming through the bunches, which then brings down the disease pressure, and also controlling the crop, you know. At Oldenburg we try and keep the vines in balance, so if there's a bit of excess crop we take out those shoots so that everything's in beautiful balance, and that leads to lovely quality in the wines. So about a week ago we planted a block of Chardonnay here on Oldenburg. Where we are at the moment is more alluvial swirls, but what we have up against the side there is more our redder, more decomposed Table Mountain sandstone swirls, and this is what we did. So behind me the team is planting 4 clones of Chardonnay, all on Rondekop bulky. We've mixed the clones together to create this clonal garden, which is going to give us a lot of variety in our wines. And yeah, they should hopefully be finished today. Ideal conditions for planting. You can see the swirls slightly moist, so perfect time to put these young vines into the ground. Another exciting thing about October is that October is a very special time in the cellar, and it's when we start blending. When we start blending our Bordeaux red varieties. So in the last week or two I've been making up the Rhodium blend, the Per Se, Merlot, Cab Franc and Cabernet from the 2019 harvest. And I'm happy to say that the Rhodium blend is a beautiful blend of about 60% Cabernet Franc, 30% Merlot, and then for the first time in a very long time we've snuck in 10% of Cabernet Sauvignon, just to give that Rhodium some lovely fullness, give it some beautiful length. And this wine will be bottled now in November. We will keep it in bottle for a year to a year and a half before release. Our featured wine of the month is the 2018 Stone Axe, and this vineyard is one of the highest vineyards situated right at the tip of Rondekop. Extremely granitic soils, got a lot of Syrah character, so you'll see this lovely dense color, very dark, almost inky black. On the nose, lovely plum, raspberries, fennel, and just a really exquisite wine which jumps out of the glass. On the palate, some lovely smooth tannins there. This is a wine that's still going to go for another 5 to 8 years. As it ages, going to get more of those savory characters. And this is from that single vineyard at the top of Rondekop, and is a wine which will work very beautifully with some nice red meat. So if you've got some steak this evening, pull out this bottle, grab a béarnaise sauce and enjoy some beautiful Oldenburg Syrah.